Nina decides to tell Sonny the truth, but spoiler might beat her to it. Alexis arrives late for her skydiving date with Gregory, and the pilot notes they are losing daylight and time is ticking. She apologizes. And as they get suited up, Alexis' nerves begin to kick in and she rambles on and on. When Alexis meets the instructor she's jumping with, who has that California beach surfer himbo vibe, she tells Gregory that she just can't. Alexis explains it's not just the jump that has her worried, she's worried about her girls. She tells Gregory that Sam will be okay if she dies, but Molly and Christina need her. Gregory says they are adults and at some point they need to let them live on their own. He has to believe his kids will grow, thrive, and learn from their mistakes, which gives him courage. Alexis yells at the instructors, "Let's do this," as she's ready to jump out of this damn plane. Alexis makes it back to Earth and she admits to herself and her instructor, Falcon, that it was thrilling. When she sees Gregory, she hugs him and says she loved every second of that. The perspective of looking down on the world was probably the most transformative moment of her life. Suddenly, Gregory pulls her into a kiss and she kisses him back. Spencer arrives at Joss and Trina's room to pick up Trina for their New Year's date. He finds a letter to her from the Sorbonne, which she says he wasn't supposed to see. She applied to this art program abroad and got accepted, but she can't go. She says classes are about to start, there is Curtis treatment, and she'll miss him. He says she can't miss this opportunity and she has to go. Spencer gushes about Paris and how close it is to other great European cities. Trina suggests he could come with her, though quickly thinks that would be impossible for him. What with Ace, but he says he can easily fly back on weekends to see him. He says when the woman you love invites you to Paris, you say yes. They make love, and after Trina says they should really think about this Paris thing. Spencer doesn't need time to think about it, he wants to be in Paris with her. He then says if they hurry, they can make it to the pier for the fireworks. Esme visits Heather in Pentonville, and Heather says she knew her daughter would be back. Heather senses something different about Esme and asks how Ace's first Christmas was. Esme says he spent it with Spencer and Trina. Heather says that look on her face when she said Trina's name was not remorse but contempt, and she realizes she remembers. Shocked, Esme asks how she can tell. Heather explains she studied her since Spring Ridge. She knows her face and her mannerisms. She used to be so lost, but now she sees a purpose in her eyes. Heather is happy to meet the real Esme. Esme is glad to have someone to talk to about this. She cries, it's like she's two different people and she doesn't know how she can be both. Heather assures her that everything will be okay because she's come to see her mother. Heather asks if anyone else knows about her memory and she says nobody does. Heather tells her to keep it that way. Esme doesn't know how to pretend she doesn't remember, and she can't pretend to be horrified by what the old Esme did because she thinks everything she did was justified. She also says keeping silent means she remains a single mom. Alexis drudge and can't do anything about Trina and Spencer's sickening love.